If you threaten Americans anywhere on earth, we will hunt you down without apology and without hesitation, and we will kill you.
New footage has just come out that appears to show a U.S. Tomahawk missile that led to the death of 175 people, mostly children between ages 7 and 12.
Did the United States airstrike a girls' elementary school and kill 175 people?
Not that we know of, Sean.
Based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Deaths reported by the Iranian Islamic regime feature very strongly the same hallmarks of Hamas fake casualty figures.
Iran's leadership, they've gone underground. That's what rats do. Looking up, the IRGC and Iranian regime sees only two things on the side of aircraft: the Stars and Stripes and the Star of David.
Saturday sun, a schoolyard bright, little hands held pencils tight, dreams unmade before the sky unleashed its blade and made them die. 165 young stars, rows of graves so small, so still. The world looks on, hearts broken, in silence sorrow stands until
the United States has requested permission to use British bases. We have taken the decision to accept this request.
Tulips fall in the dust, tiny graves, broken trust. The innocent pay the cost. Oh, wind of the southern sea, carry their names endlessly. Tell the earth, tell the sky, children should not die. Every desert knows this grief. Why must the innocent bleed? Say their names, hear the rage, hear the sorrow roar.
Tens of thousands of wholly innocent men, women and children have died as a result of the invasion of Iraq. Tell me, Mr. Blair, how do you manage to sleep at night?
Tulips bloom where blood has fallen. Minab remembers every child. The world cannot look away.
No person has ever been liberated by US bombs. And we said this over Iraq, we said it over Afghanistan, and we should say it again. The future of Iran, the future of the Middle East, lies in the hands of the ordinary people of the region and of those countries. It does not lie with bloody Trump or Netanyahu or with Keir Starmer.
Once again, the people of the Middle East are paying with their lives in order for Trump and Netanyahu to try to achieve their inhumane goals. Trump and Netanyahu are violating international law, and they both think they can do this with impunity. People across the globe can see through them and this ill-thought-out and arrogant war.
This time, Trump has called this Operation Epic Fury. That's what he's called it. But actually it's more like Operation Epic Lies. There are no weapons of mass destruction, they're saying, just like there weren't when we invaded Iraq. And it's not about weapons of mass destruction. It's Trump using his weapons of mass distraction That's what this is about.
I stand with the people of Iran and Lebanon. Not content with the murderous genocide in Palestine, the Zionist warmongers, supported by the paedophile president of the US, are trying to set the wider Middle East alight. Trump and Netanyahu must be stopped. Like all bullies, if they are not stopped, they will just get worse. The inaction and willful compliance of our politicians has emboldened Trump and Netanyahu and made them think that they are untouchable. There is only one place these criminals belong, and that is in the dock of the International Criminal Court of The Hague. And they should be joined. Come on. I think you might guess who it is I'm going to say. Starmer! Starmer and his entire cabinet. They are complicit in these illegal wars, and they should also face justice.
This is the message that Dorchester Islamic Centre have asked us to share with you today. Today, on behalf of our centre, we share a message from the heart. War brings only suffering. It separates families, destroys homes, and takes the lives of the innocent. Again and again, history shows that these wars are futile.
It's worth remembering, many people don't know this because of the coverage, but there is actually a fatwa by Ayatollah Khomeini against nuclear weapons. That is, they're committed to not having nuclear weapons. That is something that isn't being widely broadcast. As far as the outrageous attack on Lebanon and Iran and Gaza, what we see now is a return to the blitzkrieg of the 1930s in Spain, where actually civilian targets are deliberately bombed and strafed and so on to create terror, to drive people into being refugees, to create chaos in the countries which are attacked.
We need peace. We need peace. Peace is what we need. And all of you, when you go back to your homes, tell them where you've been, write to the papers, write to the media, talk to your friends about it, because we know what is right. We are the moral resistance against what is happening in right the way through Iran, Gaza, Lebanon, and it hurts me every day when the first casualty were the kids of the school, and always the first casualty will be the innocent. You know, on the last two wars, my family has paid a heavy price. A heavy price that was so heavy, they refused to tell me about the First World War casualties in my family. And that was the price we paid, right the way through the Somme, right the way through France. Now, I want to say an old quote from Tony Benn. When you've got money for wars, can we have money for peace?
We introduced the health service. We were absolutely bankrupt, but we introduced the health service because that was needed. And we introduced the beginnings of the welfare state and so on. It wasn't perfect. God knows it wasn't perfect. But you see, what that came out, and Lindsay made the point in her speech, the recognition that in wartime there are no economic arguments at all. I've never heard a general say, I can't bomb Baghdad this month because I've exceeded my budget. In wartime, you do whatever is required. And we should adopt the principle that in peacetime, you do whatever is required. People want jobs, they want homes, want a decent income, they got education for their kids, they want health care, if they're unemployed to be protected, if they're old to be looked after, and they want peace. That's what people want. And the tests of a policy should be whether those obligations are met or not. That's the test.